Good morning, everybody. I am working on I believe it's Sunday flashcard builder. So the goal is to create a flashcard builder. Let me kill this. So I'm transitioning over from my mindset around 3JS and my 3JS builder and moving over into my flashcard builder. And so I always try to make sure to break to shut down the server. It usually is not necessary, but like every once in a while, you'll get a new Visual Studio Code update or some update of some kind, and it prevents it all from breaking. All right, so we're over here at the flashcard. So wild. Was I in the wrong? I think my in my last project, that's hilarious. I don't know how that's possible, but somehow I was in the wrong project altogether. I probably had started it in that project, but never restarted. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but so we're creating a clear button for prompt is what we're doing. So let's do this. CD, I believe it's flashcard builder, yeah, and then npm start, and we want to clear a button. So what we're trying to do, and sometimes it works in Edge and sometimes it doesn't, but it's been pretty consistent. I have this voice builder thing that I built last year that I use every single day. I'm trying to build something. This is like kind of the prototype, right, of what we're trying to build. We're trying to build a specific computer that does project that does this. It's like so the question of let me think of a question up front. Like, okay, um, how many legs does a dog have? And then four. And maybe even say question, how many legs does a dog have? And then answer four. Question, how many dog actually did that wrong. Let's try it again. Question, how many legs does a dog have? Answer, four. So as you see, like that's how it works. But one difference is that we will, over here, we can set this max alternatives to one. And this is like sort of one of the edge cases that I've been actually quite nervous about. I think if we go here and then come back, we lose. Nope. Wish there was a way to clear. Okay, I'm just gonna come back in here. Looks like we are up and running now, though. Let's try the scan, change this to one. And that's what the sweet thing about this tool is it like shows exactly what you're getting back. Because, that it's going to be not as obvious in the actual finished thing. This is more of a developer tool. So, question, how many legs does a dog have? Answer, four. So that's exactly the sort of process I want to get it. But uh, this is a number, not should be a number, not FOR. So as you can see, then we would have to manually fix this by putting a U in there. And so here's the actual application that we're working on right now that is going to do this. And I will say that like I feel like as I've this year, as I've been working on these two projects, my Say Hello and Flashcard Builder, as I've been working on those, it's become very obvious that I don't think the Say Hello is going to be nearly as fun as I thought it was going to be. Maybe it will. I don't know. At this point, it just doesn't feel really good. But the um, this one, I wish every day it was already done. I wish it already worked. I would probably use this. It would be much like my voice one, where I would probably use this literally every day to make flashcards about something. Whether it's like like I would love to have flashcards of everybody, the names of the first names of everybody I work with, and then just be able to just go through them. Um, I would love to have flashcards about all kinds of stuff, like it happens every day, every single day. And there's a major one that I want to build out, and that's like um, a periodic table, like just all the elements in a periodic table. And then I also feel like that base data that we create with the flashcards is going to be great for all kinds of other applications like crossword puzzles, just all kinds of learning things. You might be able to hear my granddaughter throwing a fit out there right now. She spent the night with us last night. It was um, so fun. Anyways, for some reason, this doesn't look quite right to me. I thought, but let's just. Oh, and then but the other thing is I don't really think we'll use this other than to make a couple cards, and then it seems like it would be much better just to take the the um JSON and feed it to like um ChatGPT and say, hey, can you generate all of these along this? So like let's say you want flashcards of every Harry Potter character. You just say, hey, here's one for Hermione, here's one for Harry. Can you please, and this is the example, can you please kind of mirror this? Um, so I think a famous quotes in from Harry Potter where you get to try to select, like learn, oh my gosh, she is really putting it on. But anyways, let's do this. Okay, so that does seem to be working. Let's see. Hello world. How are you? Okay, so we didn't wire that one up. Uh, okay, so we want a clear button. Okay, so I think I'm thinking that I want a little button under here that is to clear. It is wild how like your regular job life affects you because to me it just seems like I want something along these lines, just a checkbox, some little indicator, but that is hard for like we're really getting focused on WCAG compliance and stuff where I work, and there's that. So, anyways, so both of these are going to have a clear button. I think both of these are going to have the same, right? For prompt, clear button for result, create a clear, okay, create an overwrite toggle versus append toggle. And uh, for some reason, I have two clears for prompt. So I think this was supposed to be. Oh, a clear or result. Result. There we go for this one. Control V and then result. Oh, oh, that's so funny. What a crazy set of like clear. Yeah, something was really weird about this. Is we want a clear button for prompt, a clear override versus a pill. Clear overwrite versus oh. I feel like this is another thing that really breaks and causes a lot of animosity and tension in on teams is like a lot of times the BAs when you first write things out you kind of make some mistakes and then um, next thing you know you're if you don't go back and fix those sort of little like confusions that kind of the problem is like a lot of times when you first start working on something, it's not super clear exactly what you want to do. It just becomes clear as time comes on. But like the BAs never really consider that they probably need to keep going back and cleaning up the stories. But the thing is cleaning up the story will make the devs mad because they're like, you just changed the requirements after I started working on it. It's almost like it's a really hard situation. Um, so I think I want it looks like I want a new um, uh, thing under here, like a component that would go under here that would have these two buttons in it. And the problem is that I don't think I've sort of turned these into like I don't think I have a name for these things, but let me look. Maybe I do. So toggle, and then this is our flashcard editor. Okay, so let's go into our flashcard editor. And so this is our app prompt and our app response. So we have like a word thing. We have a category of elements that doesn't have a word for it. And I would like to sort of come up with a way to to define these things. Oh, looks like that's crazy. I wonder why it turned off. I maybe I did it there. I hope I haven't like disabled it. No, okay. Oh, okay. What's up? So right now we are in override. All right. So I have two objects, right? One of them is a prompt and one is a response. And they are inside of containers, but they should be something a little bit like they need like sort of a name that subdivides them out. So like see up here we have controls and that defines all of these up here, but there's only one set of controls. But we're going to have another set of controls that are going to be like these things. So I think ChatGPT is my favorite. Okay, so this is one thing that ChatGPT just like I cannot even begin to compete with ChatGPT on this skill. And that is like, okay, so I have two entities that do something similar. They both collect data from the user. Um, they both collect data from the user. Um, but they will both need to, okay, one collects prompts for flashcards and the other collects responses or result. What are they called? Responses. See, that's probably prompt. Okay, so that should have been answer, not response. Ugh, responses. And now I have to put answer because it is not clear answers. Um, so I would like to, I want to, I want a name that would categorize those two entities. Like collectors. Wow, right. You sounded so close to me. Um, what? Like collectors or something like that. or general inputs, submissions, entries, contributions, users, yeah, artist study items, learning content, card data. So card data, intake, intake elements, acquisition, gatherers. I like that sound. I just like the name of it. Um, handlers, processors, and builders. I think I like gatherers because it seems very unique to this, very unique to this, to these. So uh, I can save the more generic ones, names for later, for future um, efforts in this project. So basically, I like gatherers because gatherers indicates that um, is very good. These both gather, so they're really good for that. But I don't think I'm going to be like going like so. I'm going to have a problem, right? Because I have controls, and then I have my gather. I have my gatherers, which I'll probably move those two into there, and then the gatherers will have more controls. So I'll have to like name it like gatherer controls or something like that. The controls is just such a generic name that you're just going to end up wanting to use that over and over again. Um, I think gatherers is very unique. But I'm giving my reasoning to ChatGPT and see if it pushes back or if it likes it. A distinct namespace category. See, I want to be able to say that. I would like a distinct namespace category or AKA category or a distinct category without consumer words you'll probably want later. It's such a good. And not only that, but it also has like a sort of a romantic thing. Yeah. 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 Also has a pretty positive vibe. Yeah. So I'm going to name this flashcard container, and I'm just going to sort of gather. Actually, no, I'll do this. And I mean, I just can't even like this. I know this probably seems like a huge waste of time. Cannot tell you how important this is. So we're moving this to gatherers. Now, I'm also taking a mental note that this is actually going to look weird in the future because when I look at packages.json and I look to see how I created it, I'll see that I did not put it in gatherers. I didn't put these in gatherers, um, which I think is important information. Like it was not originally in gatherers. And so now I want to take this and I want to do this specifically in um, Visual Studio Code. I don't want to try to um, like do this in God, that is the most confusing thing. I don't know why they ever did that. Um, I don't want to try to do this in like on the in the navigator, like in the local Windows navigation. Um, I don't want to do it there because I think there's going to be a problem. I mean, because the IDE sort of renames things for me. Otherwise, when you relaunch it, it's going to be very confusing. All right, so we move this into that. I'm just going to make sure. I think I did. I just literally just hit OK on that last thing, and I'm assuming it was asking me if I wanted it to redo my imports. And it's the hardest thing in the world. Oh, okay, so it did not do that. It's super simple though. And it's broken in a lot of places though. I think the easiest way to do that is it's in, what is this? Flashcard editor. It's in gathers. I think we need this dot though. And then I think we just need to do the exact same thing here. Just replace the dot with that. Let's see where else we're broken now. Let's go to this service. Oh yeah, these guys all broke because they were already, now it's even deeper. And I like so many people like to like kind of name these off. And I honestly like the biggest reason I never went down that path is just because I never could quite figure it out. But man, I'll tell you, it's just um it's kind of nice knowing how deep this is. Like this is actual information. All right. So now we have our gatherers. I think it's working now. Let's see. It's still building. Yep. Okay, still working. I don't think anything broke. Did anything break? Did anything break? Oh yeah, that was one of the that might end up being a bug, right? Like I can do this and I say, "Hi, how are you? What is new?" And then I go and see it like I don't know if that's a good thing or if it should get the last thing or if it should ignore. Because then that, if I remember correctly, I came over here and I hit select response. And then I was like, okay, so what's going on? And then I come over here. Yeah, see, and it just overrode the prompt. That's definitely going to be a bug. Um, because we definitely should not, um, we shouldn't, like when you first come on, you probably shouldn't overwrite if there's something else different in there than what you have. But anyway, so that is that. And now we are trying to, we want to create a prompt, a gatherer controls, because they're both going to share the same controls, I think. I hope. So let's come over here to packages and let's grab one of these. Okay, so we want gatherer controls. And this is going to be components and then flashcard editor. Editor and then gathers and then controls. And I want to call it a gatherer control. And they call it controls. Okay. So what I'm expecting is a new folder that is going to be a sibling of prompt and response called gather controls. That's what I'm hoping shows up in here in this folder. So npm run gather controls component. Gather controls component. Uh-oh, I'm in the wrong. Okay, so it's Flashcard Builder. Try it again. Run her again. And then when this one's done, I gotta call it a day. Okay, that's good. That's perfect. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.